Hey everyone, got another Bible review. This is the Premier Collection NIV Thinline Bible Large Print, or Large Print Thinline Bible, however you want to say it. This is from Zondervan. It's probably my favorite NIV. I don't have an NIV Quintel, but I do have an NIV one from Allen, and I think I like this better than the NIV one, and I'll show you the differences between the two. But this is just beautiful. Look at that silver with the three different shades of blue. I mean, they hit a home run with this one. It's just incredibly beautiful. It's the same exact size as an Omega, and that's my favorite. One of my favorite Bibles, the ESV Omega, and it's just the right size. It has a great feel to it. I'm a sucker for the blue under silver, so they got me there with the blue ribbons. I mean, it's just one of my favorites. Definitely my favorite NIV that I've got. So let me show you the box. Here's the box. The Thinline Bible Large Print. Don't know why they don't just say large print Thinline. That's a pretty common expression, but I guess going against the grain. So you have the comfort print typeface, which I like. I'm getting used to, but I like. Here's the features. It says it's an 11.5 point font. Not really sure if that's exactly correct. It's not small, but it's probably not an 11.5. So anyway, you have your the paper is what I love the most. It's just an excellent 36 GSM paper, and the price is crazy low. So $150 for a goatskin, edge lined with the trim. I mean, this has got silver trim, silver gilt line. I mean, it's nuts. Crazy good deal. So let's look at it. Here's the spine. It's the silver stamped. It's just lightly stamped. It almost looks printed on, and really I would even say it's probably not very deeply stamped, and that's probably why it looks like that. But anyway, it does have a rounded spine, which I like because you can see the profile of the pages has an arc to it. So it looks, I think that's more attractive than the flat spine. So it has that rounded spine. I love that. I think it looks awesome. This goatskin is like the other Premier Collection goatskins. It's just softer to the touch, not as grainy. Now I said it's the exact same size as the Omega, and I brought in the Omega to compare on size and the grain of goatskin. Maybe on all of these, so I might as well do it again. So this is the Omega from Crossway, about double the price, or at least $100 more. So you can see that there's a difference in the grain, a difference in the shade of black for the goatskin. There's a deeper grain. This one has raised ribs where you have just the tooled ribs on the spine. But you see that the flatness of the Omega. I actually like the curvature of the NIV. Same amount of yap, about the same amount of yap. Maybe a little bit more on the Omega, but that was kind of one of their big things when they were coming out with the new 80th anniversary. It's got a little more yap. This is more like the older yap size. Anyway, so now you can see the size is about the exact same. I don't know if you saw the length. I mean, they're almost the exact same height. I mean, it's right at it. But you can see that the ribbons are much better in the Premier Collection than in the Omega, that's a shame. But anyway, good for Zondervan and HarperCollins for making such a nice Bible. All right, so let's open her up before I spend all my time on the cover. So here's the inside. You have the silver goatskin leather cover stamped in with the perimeter gilt line. That's nice. I love this this calfskin liner. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's a little floppy if you don't like them floppy, but it's very similar to the Omega. And I've said that, similar in size, similar in feel. The other Thinline, the New King James Thinline large print, it's the same thing. They're very similar in floppiness, which I love that. So you have your presentation page, and now there's some things that are cut out of this Thinline. There's no concordance. There's no maps. I'm sorry, there's no maps. I think there is. No, there's no concordance either. So I thought I'd look through it. Sorry. So there's no concordance. There's no maps. You also in a few of the other editions, you have some of the legacy information where it has the births, marriages, all that. You don't have that in this one. It goes straight from presentation page to one single title page. Come on. That's awesome, because you usually have two redundant title pages. So you can see the Chinese printing there. At the top, you have your the Thinline Bible large print. They have the notation for the comfort print and all that good stuff. So anyway, here's your table of contents. We'll go through this pretty quickly. Your alphabetical order of the books, preface, and again, I'm going to probably show the Quintel, which is an actual 11-point font. This says it's an 11.5. I would say it's closer to a 10.5. It's a little bit bigger than the New King James, which I think is more like a 10. Let me bring over a New American Standard thin tail and kind of show you. This is an 11 right here. This is an 11 right here, and they say this is an 11.5. I think it's just slightly smaller than the 11. I think it's more like a 10.5, but you can kind of judge for yourself. I know the layouts are different. But this is a darker printing on 36 GSM paper, so it's the same density of paper as the Quintel, or I'm sorry, this is a 28 GSM paper in the thin tail. So this is a 36 GSM paper with a darker printing, so you have about the same amount of ghosting. So I like the darker printing on the denser paper. It's really nice, but just wanted to show you the text size. I think this is slightly smaller than this. So that means this is a little less than 11-point font, but still big enough to read comfortably. That wouldn't be a reason I wouldn't buy one. It's still a good sized text. It's still more than a 10. It's definitely a good reading Bible. So you can see there's no references in here. You have the scriptural notes in the bottom right hand corner of each page, which I like it. It looks awesome. It reads nicely. It's a different kind of 2K Denmark font, this comfort print, and it's taking some getting used to, but I like it. It's okay. There are some that do not like it, but I really don't have a big disdain for different fonts, as long as it's not distracting. I think it has an attractive look to it. So anyway. So again, you have the scriptural notes in the bottom right-hand corner of each page, double column layout. I would say a 10.5 font. It's really nicely done. You have the 3 ribbons, and these are single-sided satin ribbons. You can see on that light blue, one side shimmers, the other side's kind of dull. It's the same with all these. You have one side that's satin, one side that's not satin. Would love to see double-faced satin. Like the Allen Bibles and the Scholar Bibles. That would be that, and the raised ribs would be it for me. That would be awesome. And I think this Bible's already a hit, a premium Bible no doubt, but I would love to see those few changes. So let's look over here to the New Testament. It is a black letter text. There's Matthew. So it's a black letter text, so there's really no distraction. If there were an edition where you could do a red letter text, it would be this one, because you don't have the colored highlights throughout. It's all black. Even the section headings are all black. The book and chapter and the page number, all that's all black. So if you were going to have one edition to do a red letter, it would be one where everything else is black. That way the red kind of stands out and doesn't get confusing. So, all right. So when we get done with the text, which I love it. I think it's going to be a great addition, and it's going to be a big hit once people learn what this 36 GSM paper's like, and all that good stuff. You get to the end, and it just ends. You have table your weights and measures, one little sheet, and then your end sheet glued to it, and it's done. So that it was built for portability. No, like they even cut out the marriages and deaths and all that stuff in the front just to make it as thin as they can make it. So there's the ISBN again, and here's another shot of the back calfskin liner with your perimeter gilt line on the interior, and then the back of the cover. And this thing just is great. I want to do the hand test. I should have done that with a couple other editions, but it is floppy. It is really, really great. And it's just feels awesome in the hand. It really does. You can spread your hand out, and it lays in there just nicely. So anyway, it's awesome. It's great. It's probably the King James giant print is probably my favorite of the Premier collection, and this is probably my second favorite because of all the silver and the blue, and I just love that. The goat skin's excellent, along with the print size. It's just awesome. So anyway, that's all I've got for you guys on this Bible. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions. Just to kind of, I don't know if I actually mentioned it. This one, it retails for $150. I did mention that, but they're on sale. This edition's on sale for $94 on Christian Book, which is just under $100 for something like this is just crazy. They should sell out of these. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, it defies the laws of economics that these Bibles are being sold for under $100. People should really jump on this while they're that low. So anyway, thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications when I upload new videos. Again, thank you guys again, and God bless.